everybody, and welcome to the 5th episode of A Shade of Pink Africa. My name is Abigail Simon Hart. I'm your host, and I'm delighted to have you with me today. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about being a survivor and some of the things that you think are helpful that aren't really all that helpful. Whenever anybody goes through any kind of trauma, what you need to be very conscious of is that you need to allow them to be the one that reach out to you and let them determine what they need. By this I mean, sometimes we want to say stuff, and one thing I've come to realize that there's nothing worse than somebody saying the wrong thing. So sometimes you're better off saying nothing at all and just be around. Bring something to eat, get them a cup of coffee, help them take care of their kids. And we're not just talking cancer, we're talking about anybody going through any kind of trauma. It could be loss of a loved one. Sometimes it's better not to say anything at all than to say the wrong thing. I remember somebody trying to console me and telling me, oh, but it's only your breast, and your breast was very small anyway. That was really, really annoying. I was like, look, they may have been small, but they were my breasts. I mean, what are you talking about? So it was really, really, really annoying. Or where somebody told me, oh, I understand what you're feeling. I had a lumpectomy myself. And I was like, remove your breasts and come back. Then we're talking on the same level. So yes, you want to be helpful. I mean, everybody wants to be helpful, but like I said, you really need to be careful because not everybody needs pampering. And the challenge that you have with anybody who's gone through trauma is that sometimes in your over-pampering, in your over-mollycoddling, in your over-protecting, you're actually not helping them. You're actually enabling them to remain in this victim mentality. I remember that when I was diagnosed with cancer, I refused to let people cry around me. And it may look really, really hard, but I could not cope with misery and people crying. And so I shot mine was, look, if you're going to come and cry, please finish your crying. When you're done crying, come back to me. But that was me. You know what I'm saying? That was me. Some people actually want somebody to come and cry with them. You know what I'm saying? But I found that for me, it actually kept me in that feeling sorry for myself. Oh, woe is me. Oh, why me mode. And I found that when I surrounded myself with positive people who were joking and laughing with me, and it made life so much easier. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but it's so important that we don't feed that negativity, that negative thought that sometimes you have when you're going through something difficult. So the first thing was, let the person dictate if they want to talk about it. Another thing is that you want people to talk about it. It's not everybody that wants to talk about it. Some people just like to see somebody different and they want to watch TV. They want to just chill and have a good time. And you're saying, oh, you're bringing back, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about this. When you get there, let them dictate if they want to talk about it or not. Whether it's cancer, whatever it is. Because I found that, I think people were shocked when they'd come over to me and I was behaving normally. They were like, oh, but this is weird. People aren't used to you trying to be positive in the midst of misery. They expect you to be, it's almost like if you're not grieving and miserable and sad and, okay, what's wrong with you? And that's why, like I said, in the hospital, they asked me what was wrong with me. That, look, girl, you just had a cancer diagnosis. You've had your breast taken off. Why are you so happy? There's something wrong with you. No, there wasn't. I dealt with it in my own way. I dealt with it by trying to put all my energy into positive things. Yeah, I remember for 3 months, I didn't wear prosthesis. And it wasn't that I didn't have prosthesis. It wasn't, I didn't have the option for prosthesis, but I needed to accept myself for how I was. Thank God that I already put my family and friends right in terms of what I was prepared to talk about and what I wasn't prepared to talk about. And that really, really helped me in my recovery, was that I determined the speed of my recovery. Everybody recovers at different times. Some people are able to throw themselves back into work, back into life. Other people take a bit longer. So there is no fixed time frame. You know what I'm saying? There are people who mourn for their loved ones for years afterwards. It doesn't make them weak or something. Allow people to take their time and heal. Wounds heal differently. People heal differently. The important thing is that if you really want to give somebody support, make yourself available and let them tell you exactly what they need. And I mean, I was just really, really blessed with friends who would come and we'd joke. We'd joke about things and they allowed me to make the jokes. That's the next point. Be very careful about cracking jokes. Because it's different for me cracking jokes about my breasts But if you now come and crack jokes about my not having breasts, then it's a different ballgame entirely. So you really need to, I think the watchword here is allow the person who is going through the trauma dictate what they want to talk about and what they don't want to talk about. And like I said, don't be the one that is feeding the negativity. Be the one that is there for them. Be the one that is encouraging them. If, it's different. If somebody is crying, it's okay to cry along with them if you feel emotive. But don't get there and burst into tears. I've had that where I was doing fine. And it happens a lot when you're grieving or you really had a challenge where you've just finished gathering yourself together and people come and they're rolling around on the floor and you're sitting there thinking, what's really going on? Sometimes you may actually need to leave, go and do your crying and come back, because it's at times like that we actually need your strength. It's at the time that you're weak that we need you to support us. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really important that we really, in our trying to help, we don't end up being the person that's holding them back from their recovery. And please don't automatically feel because somebody is getting on with their life and they're doing fine that they're doing fine. Many people put on brave faces. Many people don't want to be a nuisance. You don't want to be disturbing people with your worries and stress. So when somebody tells you, oh, I'm fine, you can say, look, I know that you're fine, but let me help you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's important that nobody wants to be a burden. And I think that's always the issue when you've gone through something. You're already feeling bad about yourself. You already feel unworthy. And you don't even feel that you're worthy of people even bothering about you. And that's the thing about this depression thing. It's really important that we are able to gauge how people are feeling and allow them to look for the signs that they're telling you, I don't need you, but they do. Sometimes all you need to do is just give somebody a big hug. I thank God for my friends and family, the people who would come to my house and just hug me. They didn't say anything at all. It's not every time you must talk. Sometimes, like I said, stumm, don't say anything at all. So I think in closing, what I want to say is that allow whoever you're trying to comfort be the one to determine how you relate with them. Sometimes there's this saying that if you love all your children the same, somebody's going to be shortchanged. You think you're coming there and giving enough. The person may need more than you are able to give. So please, 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 when you're comforting other people, try and let them indicate to you what they need. And in that way, you'll be able to really give some excellent support and you'll be able to really help them to make it through the difficult times. So on that, I'm going to end for today. And I'm going to say thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, happiness is a choice. Don't abdicate your happiness to anybody else. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you again in the next episode. Bye.